Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day. And today is Wednesday the 1st, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, really decent time frame, got up and around, got the dog outside, my hard-boiled egg and my bottle of water. So I'm running low on bananas. I'm still having trouble keeping the right amount of bananas ripe in my house as I go. So it's getting to that weird time of year where they're switching where they're buying them from. So they either take forever to ripen or they ripen too damn quick. So depends on what batch you get, if they're hot house them or not, and all that kind of fun stuff. So kind of in that learning curve of that. I always like there's like a month and a half, 2 months in the spring, month and a half, 2 months in the fall, where it's hard to keep two good ripe bananas in the house at all times for breakfast and right before I go for my run. So since I'm down low, I'm saving them for my run, not the breakfast. So kind of a dumb thing, but it is what it is. So went ahead though, got a couple of things done, and wife got off to work. Everything was smooth with that. Me and the dog chilling out, got her fed. She's been acting a little shitty with her eating. She seems like she doesn't want to eat much at all, which she's plenty fat. She has no problem. She's not gonna like die or nothing there. So, but I've been giving her a little bit of some soft food, like what's called like a food topper. It's like little packets of soft food. I put a little bun on the bowl, and then I'll dump her food on top. And as she's eating to get to the soft food, then she ends up with eating a lot more of her actual food that she needs. So it all works out. But gave her a little breakfast. I got her food in her. It was all good to go. So from there, just kind of hanging around in the morning. End up hearing somebody outside. Looked out the window, and it was my garage door installer guy come by, because the guy that I'm having build my garage apparently doesn't do the panel doors like regular house doors. He only installs the roll-ups. So I guess he subcontracts that part out, but whatever. So the dude shows up and trying to figure out how to get in there, and it's kind of muddy where the concrete trucks have tore my yard all to shit. So tell him this is probably the best way to get in, this angle and whatever and whatnot. So he agreed, moved my car away so he could get in there easier, and he was basically happy about that, because he brought his little scissor lift. It's like a little electric scissor lift that he can move up and down, makes his life a whole lot easier in the process. So, and he would have been able to get it in there through the mud if he had milling back the trailer all the way in. So we chatted a little bit. He had a really cool drop deck trailer that it was a really good little unit. One like I wanted to have when I had my vending machine business, but I didn't move my machines around enough. I pretty much had like locations that I kept for a long time, so I didn't need a trailer that bad. If I was doing a lot more of it, I probably would have. I even actually looked into buying one of those fancy drop deck trailers, because moving machines is a real pain in the ass, and a lot of guys in the vending business don't want to do it, which is why a lot of them, as they get older, get out of the vending business, because it is such a pain in the ass moving these 600 to 1,500 pound machines around. And I thought, well shit, I'm pretty good at it. I've got a pretty good little technique here. I had that drop deck trailer. I might make like a small business just moving other people's machines around. And I looked into that a little bit, and then got to realizing that it wasn't really what I wanted to do there for my body. So beating my body up that much, moving stuff around that heavy and all that crap wasn't worth the hassle of it, so I didn't do it either. So it is kind of what it is. It's definitely, if I was in my 20s or even early 30s, I might have thought about it, but that's now I'm about to turn 50. Definitely do not mess with that kind of work, I guess. It's just not worth the risk of destroying my body that ruins the rest of my life. More pain than I'm already in. So didn't ever do that. But we chatted a little bit about it, talked for a while, and the first thing I asked him was, do we have the high lift risers? Because I want my door, most doors, when you open your garage up, they literally just rotate right away. So they go up like 4, 5, 6 inches in that sweep, and they roll over. So if you got a 7-foot door, your door is 7.5 feet above your head. You got an 8-foot door, which I do, your door is 8.5 feet above your head. But it also sticks 8 feet out into your garage. And I didn't want that, because I have a lift that's going to be centered 12 feet from my door. And I did not want to have, like, especially if I put my Suburban in, I didn't want to have the top of my Suburban hitting that door. So my door is going to go up for like 4 feet and then turn in. So now it's like 6 inches from the roof instead of 6 inches from the opening. So the door has to go straight up for a while and then turn back. So I only have 4 feet in, but it's also almost 12 feet. It's 11.5 feet from the floor where my door turns in. So I also lose less light that are mounted to my ceiling that are shining down. That doesn't do it. He's like, yeah, I have those. And he goes, it's a real pain in the ass finding these because we didn't have them in stock, blah, 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 which the guy that's built my building has known since day one, like over 6 months ago. that this was the case, this is what we were doing. And he said he'd ordered them, all this other stuff. Apparently did not, because the guy had to run over hell to find them, and it really was a pain in the ass. So he was annoyed by the guy, and the guy was very adamant about getting the doors here right away. He had to have them done today, and yada, 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 because he wants paid by me, because the guy's broke that's building my building. So he's in the cash. And this guy's like, well, it took you like months to pay me last time I did work for you, so you got to pay me up front before I even like do these doors, because I'm not going to wait 3 months to get paid again. So he's annoyed with the guy also. Then kind of find out what the doors they're doing, they built the frame to basically house a roll-up door, not the panel doors like I have, because apparently they didn't tell the people when they built the tubes and shit. So they had to have the guys come out and install another beam on each side of the door to be able to anchor the doors into. So they were supposed to already been there, had it done, they weren't. He's pissed off thinking they aren't going to show up, and he's like, I'm really pissed off. I'm halfway through the doors and I can't actually finish installing them because they're not here with the rest of the equipment, the panels. And then the owner of the business, the garage building I'm doing, I guess bitching about how he's got to spend more money on materials. And he goes, how is that my fault? I'm just putting the doors in. Had you done the building right to begin with, you wouldn't have to do this, but you didn't, so this is not my problem. Like, this is on you. So not only does he have to buy 4 more big ass tubes, which isn't a big deal, isn't a lot of money, but it is money. And the real kick in the ass is he has to pay his guys to come over here and waste, I don't know, 4 hours or how long they're here. By the time they drive here to pick up the equipment or the tubes, come back, install and get back and get to the next job. All that could have been done for the same material, or actually less materials. They just moved the piece in where they're supposed to be to begin with. So he also said, had he been told that, even as much as 2 weeks ago, this the type of door tracks we're doing, he would have been able to order them in. They would have filled in the regular tubes, wouldn't have had to add the secondary tubes to it. Which is, that's kind of suck because it's one extra spot. I won't have as much insulation because it'll just be between those tubes. It won't be insulated right there, but it's not the end of the world. So it's all good, but kind of pain in the butt at the same time. So yeah, the guy was really good. I was doing the garage door. Nice guy. We chatted a little bit, talked about a lot of different things in and out. I was chatting with him. The guys showed up for the guys that actually built the garage. His crew finally did show up, and when they showed up, they were able to get the post in, so we're able to get some work done, and they left fairly quickly. Then the garage door guy had a second dude show up, and he rolled up in there and helped to finish installing them, because it can be done with one guy, but he said it's just way easier to be done with 2. So the second dude showed up, got it done, and we chatted off and on. Then it came about 1 o'clock. I had to leave to take my father-in-law to the doctor. He had a 2 o'clock appointment up in Ormond. So went out and told the guys, I'm like, hey, I'm taking off. I told him earlier, here's my cell phone number. I stuck a card by the door in the side of the building. If you need my number, you need to hang from me, whatever, because he couldn't come to the gate. And I basically had my doorbell covered up because I got tired of door-to-door sales and ringing my doorbell all the time and making the dogs all bark. So told him I was taking off. If any questions, call me, whatever, blah, blah, let me know they're done. And then get back and they're gone. The doors are open, so I was like, no big deal. Then kind of checked on it, doors working fine, all that kind of fun stuff. So everything was nice and smooth there. But I noticed on the doors, there's no outside handles. Usually back then, you'd have a knob and outside you could turn and lift it by hand. There are none of those now. Now they only open inside because virtually everybody runs electric garage door opener, which is fine. I will also, but not yet. And notice there's the slide-in locks. You lock on the side of the thing, and it was only on one side. I'm like, that's dumb. He put it away from the walk-in door. Like, why would you not at least put it near the walk-in door? It would make more sense. But he didn't. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I went to the other end of the garage, closed that garage door down, and noticed he also put the lock away from the walk-in door. I'm like, that's really dumb. Then I noticed it's on the other side, and there's a lock on both sides where they're supposed to be. So I was like, well, dipshit, forgot to put the other lock in. So I don't know if the kit got shorted one, or if he just completely forgot, if he broke it, didn't bring it back. But why not just tell me that, like, hey, I brought this piece. They're 20 bucks at Home Depot, whatever, go buy one, put it yourself. I've been fine with that. But I paid for a building with doors that locks on both sides. So I don't have the garage guy's number because I didn't have a contract with him. I went with the builder. So reached out to the builder and left a message with him and his daughter, who's like a secretary, and let him know, hey, the garage door guys are gone, but they're missing one of the locks on the side of the door. Supposed to be 2 on each door, and I only got 3. I get 4. And then the owner calls me back, kind of being an asshole. He's like, I know those locks are there. I put those deadbolts in myself. I go, not talking about the walk-through doors. I'm talking about the garage doors. Supposed to be 4 of them on here. There's only 3. So I explained to him again because they didn't read the message, and so I sent him a text clearly what was missing, and he just jumped to conclusions like he tends to do, and was kind of pissy about it. I was like, whatever. So then I also asked, hey, when can we get an inspection? Because we got to have the city sign off on it, and you guys got here and replace those panels and whatnot. The panel has a hole in it and all that good fun stuff. So claimed he's going to be doing that. He was hoping to do it today, but didn't make it. Should be here tomorrow, but who the hell knows? So yeah, there's that fun in the whole process. So but I went ahead and he's like, well, I want to get this wrapped up, blah, blah. Then the daughter reached out and asked if, said something about they're going to try and schedule the inspection for tomorrow because they want to get the city to sign off on it. As soon as the city signs off on it, they want their check, which they will actually, it's going to be a wire transfer, but they will not be getting their money until I get the damn thing replaced and the panel replaced, because the other guy knows been waiting for over a year to have him come out and finish. They built like a lean-to to the side of his building when they built the building, and he said, I'll come back and put the paneling on next week or next month, and that's been over a year, and he hasn't been back up to do that yet. So yeah, and he paid him. Luckily he did not pay him for that panel part yet, because I wasn't sure how much it was going to cost, how many pieces it was going to be, blah blah. Didn't make sense. But so he's still waiting on it. So there's a little bit of me. That guy and I have been chatting, became a little bit friendly, and we had talked, and he goes, tell him when you get done your building that you'll cut him the check the same day. Or I said, hell, I mean, they're cash if he wants to, I don't care. But the day he finishes Jeff's building. So go do Jeff's building, you get paid for both. And the guy laughed, and he came with the idea. I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna be quite that big of an asshole, but I will definitely let him know that that's where it's at. And it's funny how this guy lied to me, I don't know, 14 times about when it's gonna get done. Lied to me about ordering the garage doors and stuff, like 3 different times. Bunch of things he lied about, but he wants paid the second his building's done. He wants my money in his pocket that next day. So if I wait a day or 2 or 3, give me his money, I'm not gonna be too upset about it. So especially when I find out that he took 3 months just to pay the garage door guy last time. So clearly you're not concerned about everybody else getting their money that damn fast. So I don't have to be that concerned about paying you your money that damn fast. So as long as my building is done, signed off by the city, I'll pay him that day. I don't care. But I got to make sure 100% that it's done. I'm not doing any of this. I'm going to pay you up front, then have you come back and fix anything, because it's not fucking with that. I think when you wait, somebody else wait a year to get this shit done or over, how do I not trust you're going to do the same thing to me? So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I did also reach out to a gutter guy, and he came by the house and gave me a quote on gutters, which everybody I talked to kind of gave me an idea about what it would cost per foot, and his numbers came in double that. I was like, holy shit. So yeah, I was like, ooh, that's more than I want to spend. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hold off, let me think about that. So I was like, I gotta reach out to a few other companies, which this one was actually recommended by the garage builder guy. Ironically enough, he said he just started going with this guy. He just heard about him, blah, blah. So I don't think he's even used this guy's work. And he seemed rather confused about installing gutters on a metal building, because he's talking about how to tie into the backing and stuff and how to support it and whatever and whatnot. And I was like, well, maybe I'll talk to other people who've done some metal buildings before. So don't think I want to be your first guinea pig and also pay you double what everybody else tell me it should cost. So, but the quote was for the whole house and everything, but we separated them out. So we knew at least just the building and the house. So yeah, all that good fun stuff. But we got that done, and overall, not too bad. Took the father-in-law to the doctor, and that went smooth enough. Dropped him off, ran down to Lowe's to look at side mount garage door openers, because the way my garage is set up, it has to be a side mount from what I understand, because it goes straight up and then turns back. And the garage door guy wanted $1,200 a piece. It's an, I assume, installer price. I hope that's not out the door price, but $1,200 a piece seemed like a lot of money to me. So we'll have to wait and see. Went to Lowe's and looked around, didn't find nothing. Looked like they had anything in side mount in stock. So pushed the little button, then found an employee and asked if they know about garage doors. No. I said, can you call somebody on the radio over here? And he goes, no, but they probably can. And I'm like, why can't you? He goes, I don't use radio. And I'm like, okay. So walked over, found some other ladies that were over in the, like, by the appliances, and had them supposedly call or page somebody. Never heard nothing across radio, so I assume it's all over text messaging and shit now. And then I waited around about 20 minutes, which is way longer than I should have. But I got a call from a guy who wanted to give me a quote. Actually, I called him about giving a quote on installation for the building, he called me back, had a lot of really dumb questions about metal buildings and stuff and what it is. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, your brother built this building. Like, he says you spray foam like 90% of his buildings that he spray foams. You should know this. The guy wanted a photo of the building. He's like, it's gonna make a difference. I'm like, what the fuck? So got in the quote, and he seemed, I don't know, I can't tell if he seemed lazy or if he seemed unknowledgeable. I'm not sure which one it was, but probably not gonna go with him just because I didn't like the knowledge that was coming out of the way he was trying to suggest things and what foam to use and how we do it, and all kinds of weird stuff. And I just kind of like, nah, I think I'm out. So, but he eventually did text me a quote because he was driving. I sent him all my information, size and all that stuff. And then from there, he sent me back a quote. And the quote's not horrible. It's about a little more than what some of us quoted me, but a lot less than some other ones. So I'm not really mad at that. I had another guy I talked to who seemed super knowledgeable about the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, I like that dude. Like, he might be a jackass when he gets here in person, but seems super knowledgeable. Between the closed cell, open cell, just really had a knowledge of it, and it was a big deal. That I'm willing to pay more to get a good quality service. I don't want to pay for something that have it turn out to be shitty. So that's the deal there. But who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, got from there. Then like I said, I was at Lowe's forever. Finally, some old guy came by, saw him, asked him like, hey, anything with garage doors? He goes, well, I can go take a look at that for you. I'm like, is this your apartment? He goes, well, the area, blah, blah. So I told him what I needed, and he seemed confused. Like, your door just goes up one piece. I'm like, nope. Same as any house garage door. Instead of going straight back, it goes up before it turns. And he didn't know what a side mount garage door was. And I knew at that point I was in trouble. He goes, let me go look up something real quick. So he goes over, and he gets on Lowe's.com and starts punching up my walk turn. I said, are you just on Lowe's.com? He goes, trying to see what we have in stock. I'm like, I can go to Lowe's. I'm not watching old pop here on the computer. Like, I'll just go home and deal with a different company. Like, nobody here works in the garage door department. Like, what the hell? He goes, well, so-and-so, he's at break. He's on 10-minute break. And I'm like, really? Because I've been looking for help for 25 minutes already. And now it's actually at 30 minutes. And his 10-minute break has already taken 3 times as long. So I'm just going to leave. I'm going to go somewhere else. So left and said, to hell with that Lowe's. That building's got shitty management, which means the employees don't care, and just, it's my least favorite, but it's right down the street from the doctor's appointment. That's why I went there, to it's easiest. But yeah, not impressed. So left there, father-in-law called till he was done, went and picked him up, texted him when I got there, and apparently he'd put his phone away because he didn't see the text. So I sat out there for, I don't know how long it was, 10 minutes or so, and waiting for him, and didn't hear from him. So I finally called him, like, did you get my text? I was here. He's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, I'm here, come out now. Especially when I called him, I said, I'm gonna be there in a few minutes, so I'll see you in a few minutes and I'll text you when I get there. But then he apparently puts his phone away and doesn't see the text. So yeah, that's always fun. So when they head, how are you doing today? So from there, basically in the car, we head back. And the other day when I took him Monday to go fish shopping, he was apparently on too much THC. He ate a bunch of edibles or what the hell it was, and that's why he was so out of it, and not just Alzheimer's kicking in or whatever, which I wasn't sure what it was. He was completely out of it, and I told him, I said, you need to do me a giant favor. If I offer to take you somewhere or do something with you, and you've taken a bunch of fucking drugs, just tell me no. I've taken a bunch of drugs, I can't go with you, because he overdoes it on the damn THC, and he gets just dumb. Like, doesn't know words, can't make sentences, like barely walk. It's hard for him to walk around, he's bounced way off and shit. Like, it's awful. And he's like, well, yeah, I didn't think it was that bad. And I go, yeah, that's a big problem I have with you, is you never think you're that bad. You always think you're in better shape than you are. I will have a couple drinks of whiskey, and then I'm like, shit, this is bad. I don't want to, I'm not driving, I'm not doing nothing. His wife's like, you're fine. Like, I'll have some THC, and I'm like, oh, I'm slurring my words. She goes, no, you're 100% fine. So I overcompensate, thinking I'm more intoxicated than I am, and he believes he is 100% fine when he is not. So yeah, it's all kinds of fun stuff there. So I said, I really dislike you a lot. Like, I dislike you immensely when you're screwed up on THC. Like, I don't like being around you. I don't like talking to you. I don't like having nothing to do with you at all. So just tell me, hey, I've been taking too much shit. I don't want to go out today. That's all you gotta do. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple life. But nope, not you. You've got to pretend you're fine and then wonder why I get annoyed by you and don't want to take you anywhere. So yeah, there's that fun. But then I was like, whatever. So
whether he'll remember that or not next time he takes a bunch of THC and I want to take him somewhere and remember something or not, it's hard to tell him, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much what we had there. Got back from there, dropped him off, and we chatted a little bit. Had a fine ride home after I told him to not be around me when he's stoned out of his mind. And then got back to the house, I went dog a little bit, then decided to get my run in. Went got my run done, got back home and decided to ask my wife, her dad wanted pizza. So went ahead and she was picking up pizza, asked me if I wanted it, and I go, I don't. She goes, I don't either really. I'm like, cool, we'll just have something at home. So we ended up with salmon burgers, which are really good. We had some buns that were still good. She bought, not this week, last week, whatever. So I was surprised they were still good. But knocked out a couple salmon burgers, and she had some vegetables with hers. And I know when I have 2 burgers, then I usually don't want the vegetables to come full. But if I eat them, I make myself sick, so I eat too much. So I just skipped the vegetables today at all, and she'll take it tomorrow for lunch, I'm sure. But from there, headed back outside, had myself a nice cigar. Beautiful weather. Weather's turning gorgeous right now. This is absolutely beautiful weather at the moment. So, but yeah, hung out there, got done with it. Got done with my cigar a little early, headed in. Ended up watching some Frasier, my bride. Then I watched some The Castle, and basically chilled out for the evening. Had a little bit of Doritos for a snack, and wrapped up and called it a day. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.